At a school event, the headmaster motivated the students. He hoped that they could become like Su Qianyu, a holy wizard who was considered a role model and a pillar of society. In this world, people can change their profession. This world had merged with the game world, where there were alternate secret worlds and wild monsters. After changing profession, one can gain experience through conquering secret worlds and defeating monsters. In this way, they can level up and improve their skills and abilities. Professions are divided into several categories, those related to combat, support, and daily life. Combat and support professions are classified into 5 levels: low, intermediate, advanced, rare, and legendary. It is rare for anyone to reach the legendary level. As the profession conversion event began, the disciples were called one by one to enter the conversion array. Xia Shui, one of the disciples, got the profession Elemental Mage, an extremely powerful advanced battle profession. Then, it was Lin Moyu's turn. The moment he entered the array, a strange phenomenon occurred. Many skeletons appeared from the clouds and entered his body. Lin Moyu obtained the profession Dead Soul Mage, a hidden profession related to battle. He could summon skeleton warriors, which surprised everyone. After the event was over, Xia Shui challenged Lin Moyu to compete in the big exam next week. Lin Moyu agreed to it. At home, Lin Moyu received a visit from the principal who provided assistance for his daily needs. It was discovered that Lin Moyu's brother was the only person to enter an elite school called Xiajing, and the principal promised to take good care of Lin Moyu. At night, a system appeared and informed Lin Moyu that he had a special talent. This system enhanced his abilities, including strengthening his skeleton warrior to be 5 times stronger. With this new ability, Lin Moyu became very strong among people his age. The next day, the students went to the beginner's dungeon to increase their level. They formed groups, but some chose to enter alone in order to level up faster. Teacher Lu explained that all the students, except Xie Shui, had to bring a support when entering the dungeon. Lin Moyu decided to enter alone because he wanted to take the Xiajing Academy entrance exam. Although Teacher Lu reminded him that it was very difficult, Lin Moyu remained confident in his abilities. Inside the dungeon, Lin Moyu summoned 4 skeleton warriors to hunt down monsters. Each defeated monster increased his XP. In a short time, Lin Moyu rose to level 2. His abilities and those of his skeleton warriors also increased. He also tried out his new skill, Soul Flame, which could break through any physical and magic defenses. After 4 hours, Lin Moyu reached level 4. Meanwhile, outside the dungeon, Teacher Lu chatted with Xia Dongyang, Xue's father, about the progress of the disciple. Lin Moyu continued to defeat monsters until level 7. He found an area with many level 8 whip tree monsters, which became the perfect place to increase his level. After 10 hours, Lin Moyu came out of the dungeon, surprising everyone as he had reached level 7. He asked for permission to go to the suburbs, which Teacher Lu agreed to. The other teachers were amazed by Lin Moyu's achievement. Xia Shui, who had just come out of the dungeon and reached level 5, was surprised to learn Lin Moyu was already level 7. He told this to her father, who was also amazed. The next day, Lin Moyu went to a trading post on the outskirts of the city to look for a suitable task. He explained that the difficulty level of instances was divided into normal, nightmare, and hell, with nightmare and hell being especially difficult for ordinary players. Outside the city, Lin Moyu ordered his skeleton warrior to defeat an army of level 10 goblins. Although the goblins were higher in level, they couldn't defeat Lin Moyu's skeleton warrior due to stronger attributes. Lin Moyu successfully reached level 10, feeling a significant increase in strength, especially in his spirit attributes and skeleton warrior abilities. Suddenly, Lin Moyu was attacked by an arrow. He saw a woman who was being chased by 2 men. The pursuers asked Lin Moyu about the direction the woman had gone, but Lin Moyu asked them to apologize for attacking him with an arrow. After the incident with the arrow, the 2 men apologized to Lin Moyu. However, upon seeing Lin Moyu's skeleton warrior, they became suspicious and decided to leave. Lin Moyu continued his quest to level up, faced difficulties as the XP required triple. He was curious how his brother, a sword dancer with a legendary profession, could reach level 16. Suddenly, the woman he chased earlier appeared and asked for food due to hunger. She invited Lin Mo Yu to analyze each other's skills. Initially, Lin Mo Yu failed to analyze the woman because he had a blocking badge that prevented analysis from people below level 10. After trying again, Lin Mo Yu successfully analyzed and learned that the woman was named Ning Yi, a level 19 assassin. Shortly after, the group chasing Ning Yi surrounded them. One of them shot an arrow that marked Ning Yi and Lin Mo Yu, making them easy targets and unable to use invisibility mode. The pursuers were eyeing Ning Yi's mid-tier skills. Ning Yi intended to buy time for Lin Mo Yu to escape, not wanting to involve him in her troubles. However, a battle was inevitable. Lin Mo Yu took out his skeleton warrior to fight the enemies. As it turned out, the enemy's skills were ineffective against the skeleton warrior. Lin Mo Yu then took out all the skeleton warriors he had, totaling 44. Shocking all present. A fierce battle ensued between Lin Mo Yu and Ning Yi against the pursuing group. During the battle, one of the enemies created a protective shield, but skeleton warrior Lin Mo Yu was able to pierce through it easily. Before the enemy could cast magic, the skeleton warrior defeated him immediately. Several other skeletons chased after the enemy who was trying to escape. Lin Mo Yu faced an enemy warrior. Seeing that his skeletons were having trouble penetrating the enemy's defenses, Lin Mo Yu activated the Berserk Strike skill, which increased the damage by 200%. With this skill, the skeleton warrior managed to defeat the enemy warrior. After the battle, Lin Mo Yu checked the items that fell from the defeated enemy. He got 4 pieces of equipment that could be sold for money, as well as a beginner skill scroll. Lin Mo Yu used the scroll and obtained a new skill called Corpse Explosion, an area skill that he immediately learned. As thanks for saving him, Ning Yi gave Lin Mo Yu an intermediate skill scroll. He explained that he got the scroll from a treasure chest, which was then the reason the villains were after him. Ning Yi asked about the academy Lin Mo Yu wanted to enter. When Lin Mo Yu replied, Xiajing Academy, Ning Yi made the suggestion that Lin Mo Yu go to the Divine Summer Tower while at the academy, as the reward for first challenging the tower could be doubled, and gave a lot of very useful points. They then rested for the night. The next day, Ning Yi said goodbye, hoping to train with Lin Mo Yu again someday. Lin Mo Yu then went to try out his new skill, Corpse Burst, which he got from the scroll yesterday. Lin Mo Yu went to the Shihai mine to test his new skill, Corpse Explosion. He realized that his skeletons had changed from black iron to bronze. It now took 70 points of spiritual energy to summon one skeleton, and Lin Mo Yu only had 300 points. After recovery, it summoned 4 new skeletons. At the entrance of the Shihai mine dungeon, many people formed a group to complete the dungeon. Despite many offers to join, Lin Mo Yu chose to enter alone and chose the difficulty level of Nightmare. Inside the dungeon, Lin Mo Yu encountered monsters that were stronger than usual. He started attacking and found that the XP gained was 10 times higher than monsters of the same level. Quickly, Lin Mo Yu reached level 11. Lin Mo Yu then encountered the Mine Wolf King, powerful yet manageable monster. When pressed, the Wolf King summoned hundreds of his men. Lin Mo Yu saw this as an opportunity to gain more experience. After defeating the Wolf Pack and the Wolf King, Lin Mo Yu continued his journey and cleared the other monster. Finally, he encountered the final boss, the enormous Goblin King. With a single attack, the Goblin King destroyed Lin Mo Yu's 2 skeletons. Although his skeleton warriors could not compete directly in terms of strength, Lin Mo Yu remained confident in his ability to defeat the boss. Although Lin Mo Yu managed to corner the Goblin King, his skeleton warriors were still not strong enough to defeat him. Lin Mo Yu then took the initiative to find an opening so that his troops could deliver a fatal attack. This strategy worked, and the Goblin King was defeated. Lin Mo Yu reached level 12 and collected the fallen items before exiting the dungeon. Outside, people were amazed to see Lin Mo Yu successfully conquering the dungeon by himself. Realizing the effectiveness of monster hunting in dungeons, Lin Mo Yu decided to wait for the next dungeon opening while evaluating his skills. 12 hours later, Lin Mo Yu saw a crowd in front of the dungeon entrance. The Dynasty Guild members were blocking people from entering because their vice chairman was searching for the Goblin King's crystal core inside. This crystal core could be processed into a ring that increased the wearer's main attributes and skills. Lin Mo Yu approached the Dynasty Guild and provoked them. Despite being warned by the people around him, Lin Mo Yu remained undaunted and continued to step forward. The Dynasty Guild members attacked Lin Mo Yu, but their attacks were blocked by skeleton warriors. A guild archer shot an arrow at Lin Mo Yu, but it was successfully deflected. One of the guild members then used a Tier 2 wizard's strongest skill, Dancing Fire Serpent. Facing this attack, Lin Mo Yu remained calm. He took out more skeletons to withstand the attack, showing his readiness to face the challenge from the Dynasty Guild. Lin Mo Yu faced off against the Dynasty Guild in front of the dungeon entrance. Although the Dynasty Guild formed a formation and provided many buffs, Lin Mo Yu managed to defeat them all with his skeleton warrior army and corpse explosion skill. After that, Lin Mo Yu entered the dungeon. Half an hour later, the Dynasty Guild's vice-chairman came out of the dungeon and was confused because his members were missing. They decided to leave. An hour later, Lin Mo Yu managed to defeat the Goblin King again and obtained a magic book to improve his skills. He estimated that he could reach level 16 before the Xiajing Academy entrance exam. The next day, Xia Shui, who had already reached level 10, came to the dungeon. She saw Lin Mo Yu, who was going to do a solo dungeon, and decided to find a team so as not to lose. Lin Mo Yu continued to conquer the dungeon until he reached level 14. Xia Shui was surprised to learn this, as she had only reached level 11 despite her best effort. The level difference between them was getting bigger. Xia Shui was reluctant to admit her defeat. Xia Shui continued trying to conquer the dungeon until she was exhausted. While resting, Lin Mo Yu gave Xia Shui some advice. Lin Mo Yu was curious about Xia Shui's skill that seemed to have no cooldown. Xia Shui explained that she was using Talisman, a tool that could reduce cooldown time. Lin Mo Yu just found out about the tool. Since the exam was 2 days away and Xia Shui was feeling frustrated, Lin Mo Yu offered to help conquer the dungeon together. He promised to help Xia Shui reach level 15 without needing to do anything. In exchange, Xia Shui agreed to share a talisman with Lin Mo Yu. 2 hours later, they entered a dungeon with nightmare difficulty, which surprised Xia Shui. Lin Mo Yu quickly defeated the monsters, leaving Xia Shui amazed. After defeating the Goblin King, Lin Mo Yu gave Xia Shui the Goblin King's scepter. During the course of conquering the dungeon, Xia Shui advised Lin Mo Yu to try to become a provincial champion as it could earn a lot of useful points at Xiajing Academy. However, Lin Mo Yu chose to enter Xiajing first since his brother was there. They saw Gao Yan, who had already reached level 11, and Lin Mo Yu decided to invite him to join. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the chairman of the Dynasty Guild was angry about the disappearance of some of his members. He sent someone to investigate the incident, wondering who would dare mess with his guild. Lin Mo Yu and Xia Shui invited Gao Yan to join their team in the dungeon. They promised Gao Yan that he would reach level 12 before the exam, which made him happy, because it was a requirement to enter the academy he wanted. Since there was still 10 hours of cooldown time, Gao Yan decided to clear some wild monsters first. 10 hours later, they entered the dungeon. Gao Yan, who was joining Lin Mo Yu's team for the first time, was surprised by the difficulty level chosen. However, they managed to clear the dungeon quickly and reached the target level for the exam. The teachers gathered around, waiting for the students to return. They were amazed at Gao Yan, Xia Shui, and Lin Mo Yu's levels, as well as the equipment they used. The next day, the students prepared to teleport to the exam location. The principal reminded them that personal safety is the top priority during the exam. At the exam site in Jiangning Province, more than 10,000 participants gathered. The rules are explained, and participants will be sent to the testing tower based on their grade. They can choose the difficulty level that will determine the number of points they get to apply to the academy of choice. Some teachers took notice of Lin Mo Yu and increased the level of the monsters he would face. However, Lin Mo Yu was still able to defeat the monsters with a single attack, leaving the supervisors shocked. In the monitor room of the experimental tower, the main examiner, Ning Xuanfeng, was interested in Lin Mo Yu's ability. After seeing Lin Mo Yu defeat a monster with a single attack, Master Ning asked to increase the difficulty of the exam and promised 1,000 marks. Lin Mo-yu succeeded. In the second exam, Lin Mo-yu faced a level 20 Wolf Beastman Mage monster and defeated it with a single attack, leaving the teachers amazed. The first round of exams ended with 5,220 out of 1,632 participants passing. Lin Mo-yu ranked first. In the second round, participants chose their own difficulty level and competed to defeat monsters for 30 minutes. Lin Mo-yu chose the Hell difficulty level, facing the elite Wolf Beastman warrior. He managed to defeat the monsters quickly, again surprising the teachers. The second round finished with 2,440 participants remaining. Lin Mo-yu again achieved first place. Third round tested participants against boss-level monsters for 30 minutes. Lin Mo-yu chose the difficulty level of Hell and defeated the boss with just one attack, leaving the supervisors amazed. Fourth round exposed participants to 10 waves of monster attacks, with 10 monsters in each wave and a boss in the last wave. Each monster awarded 10 points. The supervisors were looking forward to Lin Mo-yu's action. He took out his skeleton warrior and prepared to face the waves of monsters. Lin Mo-yu faced the monsters in the fourth round with his 3 skeleton warriors. He felt bored because this test was too easy for him while the other participants struggled. Gao Yan, who was watching, told the other participants how Lin Mo-yu was able to defeat the high-difficulty dungeons single-handedly. Only 5 people passed the fourth round, including Lin Mo-yu, Feng Shu, a holy swordsman from the famous Feng family, and Wang Zihao, berserk. The supervisor explained the rules of the fifth round. Participants would be teleported to a special dimension called the Expedition Dimension. There, they would face hundreds of monsters, including elite and boss-level monsters. There were 5 stages with different point allocations in each stage. In the Expedition Dimension, Lin Mo-yu felt an atmosphere full of evil intentions, as if there had been a war there. He faced lizardmen warriors who had strong physiques, so they could not be defeated instantly. However, Lin Mo-yu managed to defeat many monsters by herding them into one place and using the corpse explosion skill, leaving the overseers surprised. While waiting for new monsters to appear, Lin Mo-yu was attacked by the wizard lizardman. He managed to block the attack with his skeleton warrior and prepared to counterattack. Lin Mo-yu continued to show his extraordinary abilities by defeating many beasts very quickly, leaving the overseers amazed. As the second wave began, Lin Mo-yu was surrounded by about 40 groups of beastmen. Although the level and number of monsters increased, Lin Mo-yu remained calm. The overseers suspected that Lin Mo-yu had awakened his innate talent. Meanwhile, in the imperial capital Shensha, a serious incident. A demonic figure attacked the experimental tower where the exam was taking place. Some top experts managed to protect the tower. They were worried that the demon's target was the disciples inside the Expedition Dimension. They were also worried that the power of their battle could break the rules inside the tower. Inside the Expedition Dimension, the situation changed suddenly. All the monsters disappeared, and Lin Mo-yu met up with Xie Shui. They were confused by what happened. Later, Bai Yiyuan appeared and explained that demons from hell had infiltrated the Expedition Dimension. He warned the disciples to protect themselves as best they could. The overseers suspected that this demon was trying to destroy the Shenxia Empire's young talents. Before long, the demon appeared and strengthened the existing monsters, increasing their numbers and strength to become elite monsters. Seeing this situation, Lin Mo-yu remained calm and judged that despite the increasing challenges, he was still capable of facing them. The participants were scared and unable to bring out their strength due to the powerful aura emitted by the demons. Lin Mo-yu dared to come forward to attack the monster with his skeleton army, and the other participants followed his lead. Seeing this, the demon was happy that it didn't have to chase after them. He offered the participants to be his servants in hell. When Mo-yu was close to the demon, Mo-yu unleashed all her skeletons to attack the monsters. After defeating several monsters, Mo-yu used the corpse explosion skill, causing a powerful explosion that defeated all the remaining monsters. The other participants were delighted and amazed at Lin Mo-yu's abilities. Meanwhile, the demons were furious at Lin Moyu and brought out more monsters to fight the participants. Lin Moyu did not remain silent. She attacked the demon directly with the skills Corpse Explosion and Flame Soul, but was unable to defeat it. The demon was surprised that the skills Moyu used could burn its soul. The supervisors outside the tower were surprised to see the demon's strength weaken. The angry demon strengthened his monster army and ordered them to attack the participants. In the middle of the battle, Lin Moyu was surprised to find her skills leveling up, something she didn't expect to happen. Lin Moyu leveled up, leaving the other participants amazed. Moyu attacked the demon again and defeated it, allowing the dimension to return to normal. Outside the tower, the supervisors were surprised that the abyss had been erased without any casualty. They moved all the students to the exam room, then retraced the events in the expedition dimension. All the participants waited for the final score while the invigilators evaluated the events of the expedition. They were all amazed when they watched the footage of the events in the expedition dimension, not expecting Lin Moyu to have such powerful strength. The inspectors gave Lin Moyu an outstanding score, ranking him first. Teacher Lu was very happy to see Lin Moyu's achievement. Xia Shui also congratulated Lin Moyu and ranked second. Wang Xiao, who ranked fifth, was unhappy and questioned the supervisor's judgment, so he was expelled for breaking the rules. The overseer announced that the best scholar in Jiangning province was Lin Moyu, making Gao Yan feel happy. The superintendent also conveyed the imperial order that for this year's exam, Lin Moyu was the national champion. Teacher Lu was even happier to hear that, and other friends congratulated Lin Moyu. The principal and Bai Shen paid a visit to Lin Moyu's house. When Moyu saw Bai Shen, she felt pressure from his aura and unwittingly let out her skeleton, but she quickly greeted him. Bai Shen came to discuss matters related to Xiajing Academy. He praised Lin Moyu's demeanor and said that it was rare to find a talent like her. Looking at Moyu's skeleton, Bai Shen asked how Moyu could survive in the expedition dimension with such mediocre attributes. He guessed Moyu had awakened an innate talent. Moyu was surprised to realize that others couldn't see the skeleton stats affected by her innate talent. She informed him that her innate talent was an enhancement skill that improved all skills. Bai Shen explains the purpose of his visit: to reward Moyu for being accepted to Xiajing Academy and to personally escort her to the academy since there is an exam in 2 days. Moyu agreed to participate. Bai Shen rewarded Moyu with 10,000 points, 2 skill scrolls, and 1 entry into Shenxia Tower. He suggested Moyu get ready before entering the tower and told her to pack up to go to Xiajing Academy. Arriving at the academy, Bai Shen explained that the entrances and portals were designed as weapons. He escorted Moyu to the accommodation area before leaving. Someone greeted Moyu and offered her accommodation option. Initially thinking Moyu was arrogant, but was surprised to learn the number of points she had. The second day, Ningyi takes Moyu to breakfast and suggests saving points. Moyu gave Ningyi a precious red crystal. Ningyi accompanied Moyu around the academy. At the academy's affairs department, Moyu completed the entrance registration. She asked about her brother, Lin Mohan. Ningyi explained that either her brother was enrolled in a more prestigious academy or his record was blocked. Ningyi takes Moyu to meet Tao Zi, but a friend of Tao Zi's looks down on Moyu because of her low level. Ningyi warns Ling Zhen to be careful what she says to Lin Moyu, as Moyu is a top student in the country. However, Ling Zhen still belittles Moyu, comparing her to his team and thinking the title of best scholar means nothing. Ling Zhen warns Moyu not to think she can do anything despite her relationship with Master Bai Shen. Moyu provokes Ling Zhen a little to annoy him and tries to attack. Tao Zi protects Moyu. Ling Zhen held back out of respect for Tao Zi. Afterwards, Ningyi took Moyu to buy supplies for the preparations. Tao Zi advised Ling Zhen not to take things personally, as Moyu was recommended by Master Bai Shen. Moyu learned the skill scroll given by Master Bai Shen and obtained the new skill, Acquire Skill, Slow Curse. After being strengthened by her talent, the skill increased 10 times. Moyu now had 3 skill categories: summoning, attacking, and cursing. The next day, at the academy, they introduced themselves and their respective professions. Jian Tao emphasized the importance of unity in this trial. They teleported to Shenxieta Tower and arrived at Mermaid Island. Moyu got the mission to go to the Mermaid Tears, defeat the final boss, and obtain the Mermaid Tears. Jian Tao explained the importance of Mermaid's Tears and the possible competition with teams from other countries. As the other members provided buffs for the team, Moyu wanted to try them on her skeleton. However, the other buffs couldn't be used because Moyu's innate talent was stronger. Seeing this, Ling Zhen looked down on Moyu again, deeming both the skeleton and Moyu useless. Moyu just gave Ling Zhen a cold stare. Jian Tao breaks up the fight between Moyu and Ling Zhen, reminding them to focus on finishing the exam. Ling Zhen feels threatened when he sees skeleton Moyu staring at him. The exam begins. The team targets the mermaid dungeon and tries to avoid fighting with monsters. However, they were attacked by a mermaid soldier monster and managed to defeat it. After defeating many monsters, the team felt tired and slow. Jian Tao asked Moyu to take over. 20 minutes later, Jian Tao's team was lagging behind the other teams, struggling against the many monsters. Moyu volunteered to tackle the monsters, though Ling Zhen underestimated her. Moyu explained her plan of using skeleton warriors to lure the mermaid monsters and open the way. This plan works, making Jian Tao feel indebted to Moyu. Suddenly, the team was ambushed by many monsters and intercepted by a team from Country Y. Moyu used her skeleton to distract the monsters, allowing the team to continue on their way. A clash occurs with Country Y's team, causing the team to separate and lose many members. Ling Zhen asked Jian Tao to transfer her to another team as she didn't want to be on the same team as Moyu. However, unexpectedly, Jian Tao removed Ling Zhen from the team instead. Ling Zhen was surprised to hear Jian Tao's decision to remove her from the team. Moyu advised the team to enter the dungeon, while Jian Tao was curious why Ningyi trusted Lin Moyu so much. Returning to fight with the State Y team, Moyu took out more reinforced skeletons, successfully withstanding the enemy's attacks and allowing her team to enter into the dungeon. Inside the dungeon, Moyu immediately hunted down the monsters. Jian Tao and the others were surprised to see Moyu defeating monsters in seconds on the nightmare difficulty. They immediately caught up with Moyu, delaying the buff. Moyu's skeleton easily finished off the monsters. It was Jian Tao's first time feeling like a raid dungeon could be so easy, while the other team members felt like they didn't have to do anything. They met the dungeon boss, Pet Snake of the Mermaid Queen, who had a high stat. When Jian Tao was about to attack, Moyu stopped him. She deployed a skeleton warrior to fight the boss monster, then used the curse skill to slow down the boss's movement. With this strategy, the boss monster was defeated. Jian Tao's team members were amazed to get so many XP points without doing anything. They continued forward and arrived at a palace containing many elite mermaid monsters. Lin Moyu, who was getting excited by the number of monsters, took out a skeleton and used the corpse explosion skill, defeating the monsters very quickly. Mermaid Queen, the boss of the monsters, appeared and used enchantment magic on all team members except Lin Moyu. Moyu quickly resuscitated them. Mermaid Queen then cast the Scream of Sorrow skill. Jian Tao guessed it would take them 1 hour to defeat the monster boss. Seeing Mermaid Queen's extremely high power attributes, skeleton Moyu couldn't last long. This situation was like a pack of wolves against a male lion. Some of Moyu's skeletons were defeated by Mermaid Queen, forcing Moyu to take out all the skeletons she had. This amazed the other members, as Moyu had only summoned a few skeletons so far. After a fierce battle, Moyu finally defeated the Mermaid Queen. Ningyi took the Mermaid Tears, making everyone feel happy as she got closer to Chuangshen Academy. Moyu then asked Yi if she had a cooldown charm. After exiting the dungeon, Moyu and her team found the people from Country Y waiting for them. The Country Y team suspected that Moyu and the others were unable to complete the dungeon and gave up. Ningyi immediately used the talisman's cooldown to re-enter the dungeon with Moyu, while Taozi and the others waited outside. Yi told Moyu that her talisman could be used 2 more times to get more mermaid tears. The 2 of them completed the dungeon very quickly. Even Ningyi leveled up. After exiting, they re-entered and completed the dungeon even faster than before. Team Country Y thought that Moyu and Ningyi were wasting valuable items like talisman cooldowns. Ming Yi explained to Tao Zi that they managed to get all the mermaid tears. The dungeon portal then disappeared, signaling that the test was over. Mo Yu decided to go back. The countrywide team blocked her and attacked Tao Zi's team. Mo Yu retaliated by launching an attack on them. Countrywide's team tried hard to attack Mo Yu, but they were unable to defeat her. Their divine summons were easily defeated. They suspected that Mo Yu had awakened her innate talent. Some of them chose to flee rather than face Mo Yu. Ling Zhen, who witnessed this, felt envious. After the exam was over, Mo Yu's team returned. In the classroom of Qianlong Academy, Tao Zi thanked Mo Yu for her help in completing the exam. Mo Yu received a message from Bai Yuan to come to the Academy Affairs office. Bai Yuan praised Mo Yu's success in the exam and explained the importance of mermaid tears to awaken innate talent. When asked about the desired reward, Mo Yu asked for help in finding her brother. Bai Yuan explains that Mo Yu's brother, Lin Mohan, joined the Chuangshen Academy, whose information is highly classified. Bai Yuan suggested that the only way was for Mo Yu to join Chuangshen Academy herself. He had sent the requirements for Mo Yu to join the academy. As an additional gift, Mo Yu asked for a talisman cooldown. Since it was difficult to obtain, Bai Yuan gave an additional task that Mo Yu could take after reaching level 20. Bai Yuan gave her a teleportation stone from the dungeon. Mo Yu used it and arrived at the Xiajing Academy Hall, where many people were looking for members to recruit and enter the dungeon. Mo Yu read the entrance requirements of Chuanshen Academy, which required a level of over 30. She wondered how her brother could reach that level in 3 to 4 months. Shu Han, Mo Yu's classmate, approached and offered information about the dungeon hall for 100 points. Mo Yu agreed. Shu Han explained about the various dungeons in the hall. 2 for levels below 20, 18 for levels 20 to 30, 20 for levels 30 to 40, 52 for levels 40 to 70, 2 large-scale dungeons for more than 40 people, and 1 super large dungeon for more than 100 people. There are 95 dungeons in total. Each dungeon has a record with a reward for breaking the new record. Mo Yu decided to break the dungeon record. She chose the Nightmare difficulty level in the Mutation Forest dungeon. Using the Skeleton Warrior, Mo Yu defeated monsters until she found the boss, Mutated Jade Turtle, which had a high defense. Mo Yu uses the Soul Flame skill to defeat the boss. The bell in the dungeon hall rang, signaling a new record. People were surprised to learn that the record was broken by one person with a time twice as fast as before. Mo Yu was rewarded with 1,000 points. After completing a few more dungeons, Mo Yu reached level 18 and headed for the Spider Nest dungeon. People began to wonder about Mo Yu's identity. She again chose the Nightmare difficulty and entered the dungeon. Inside the Spider Nest dungeon, Mo Yu found herself in a dark maze. She used her skeleton to explore and found many little spiders in every corner. The XP from defeating them was equivalent to 20 elite monsters, making Mo Yu make the most of this opportunity. After 10 minutes, Mo Yu successfully defeated the boss monster Spider King, gaining a lot of XP, but not breaking the record. Outside, Shu Han was worried about Mo Yu. When Mo Yu appeared, Shu Han was amazed to learn that Mo Yu completed the dungeon alone. Mo Yu asks about dungeons that can be completed quickly with a lot of XP. Shu Han told her about the Tyrant Desert dungeon that required level 20 and a 40-player team. Intrigued, Mo Yu returned to the Spider Nest dungeon to quickly level up. This time, she focused on quick completion, confident of breaking the record. Meanwhile, Bai Yuan boasted about Mo Yu in front of the teachers. In the dungeon hall, the bell rang again, signaling the record was broken. Ling Zhen spread rumors that Mo Yu's success was due to her connection with Bai Shen. Some people don't believe it. Mo Yu comes out of the dungeon and is informed of Ling Zhen's slander. Upset, Mo Yu wanted to pressure Ling Zhen but decided against it, realizing that it would be unwise to be conspicuous in the academy. After grinding, Mo Yu reached level 20. Her status changed. She could now summon silver-level skeleton warriors equivalent to dungeon bosses. Her skills also increased. Mo Yu bought new equipment and skill scrolls, and sold some monster drop items. At the market, Mo Yu found an expensive weapon without attributes that turned out to be part of the Necromancer set. This weapon could summon generals and absorb abyssal demon souls to level up. Moyu decided to buy it. Moyu practiced with skill scrolls and gained new skills: skeletal armor for defense and skeleton mage for ranged attack. The next day, Moyu met Bai Shen to report her achievements and request a new mission. Bai Shen was surprised at how fast Moyu leveled up. Bai Shen gave a mission: go to the Tyrant Desert Dungeon and get the Tyrant's Heart in 3 days. The reward was a basic cooldown amulet that was better than the dungeon halls. Bai Shen will also tell how to upgrade the amulet if the mission is successful. Moyu agreed. An elder suspects Moyu will solo Tyrant Desert, considering Bai Shen came out battered from there at level 30. Bai Shen states Lin Moyu is stronger than his old self. Moyu is in front of the Tyrant Desert dungeon portal. Shuhan greets her and tells her about the Tyrant Heart that only appears once a year. Shuhan is worried that Moyu will challenge the dungeon alone. The group from Bailey Academy arrives, preparing to break the record. Moyu immediately enters the dungeon, leaving people in disbelief with her action. Inside, Moyu found a desert ghost tree monster with high stats. Thanks to the skeleton warrior who had leveled up, Moyu could deal with it faster. Moyu took out the skeleton armor just in case. 2 hours later, Moyu found the oasis and faced the oasis giant scorpion monster. She found a desert oasis fruit that restored spiritual power quickly. Moyu used this place to practice skills and level up. 3 hours later, Moyu successfully upgraded the summoned skeleton mage to level 20, now able to bring out 4 skeleton mages with different elements. Moyu attacked with her skeleton army, defeating many monsters. She now has 130 skeleton warriors and 70 skeleton mages. Confident that she could clear the dungeon alone, Moyu used corpse explosion, causing a huge explosion and defeating many monsters at once. Moyu found the lair of Desert Flying Ant, Queen Ant's personal army. She prepared a strategy and attacked with her skeleton army. Although a little disappointed that Queen Ant wasn't very challenging, Moyu still defeated him and got an item drop. 2 hours later, Moyu finally met Lion Tyrant, the world-level boss. Moyu found the strong and organized Desert Lion monster base. She took out her weapons and summoned the hero general and other skeletons to attack. The gate is hard to destroy, so Moyu uses corpse explosion to open it. Moyu met the final boss, Lion Tyrant, which was much stronger than the previous boss. Moyu's skeleton army is ineffective against it. Moyu attacked with Soul Flame and ordered the skeletons to attack when there was an opening. After 20 minutes of intense fighting, Moyu managed to defeat the Lion Tyrant and get the item draw. Moyu reaches level 21, and her skeleton mage also levels up. She decided to upgrade her skills as quickly as possible and fight the Lion Tyrant again. In the dungeon hall, the bell rang 6 times, signaling a new record in the large-scale dungeon. There was much speculation about who broke the record. A message appeared that the Tyrant's Heart had appeared and Lin Moyu was recorded as the discoverer of the outbreak. Moyu exited the portal, surprising everyone who didn't expect her to complete a large-scale dungeon alone at level 20. At Bai Yuan's office, Moyu reported her success. They teleported to Formation Master Meng Anwen's place. Mr. Bai gave the talisman cooldown as promised. Moyu intended to use the talisman in Yuan battlefield to earn contribution point. Mr. Bai agreed and would send Moyu to the battlefield after the opening ceremony, despite Mr. Meng's concerns. Mr. Bai was confident in Moyu's abilities, but didn't tell her that there was humanity's greatest enemy. Bailey's group had just returned from the dungeon. At first, they were happy, thinking they had set a new record. However, they were disappointed when they realized they didn't get the Tyrant Heart and found out Moyu had broken the record and got the Tyrant Heart. Annoyed, they decided to go home. The next day, Moyu goes to the dungeon hall. Someone told her that the principal of Bailey Academy wanted to meet. Moyu ignored him. She planned to complete the Tyrant Desert dungeon again. The cooldown time was still ongoing. The people who saw Moyu asked Shuhan to persuade her to take them into the dungeon. Bai Lisheng, who heard Moyu refused his invitation, was annoyed and looked down on Moyu. He intends to teach Moyu a lesson later. Shuhan explained that the people's request was related to the academy's assignment. Moyu, as a new student, did not know about the assignment. Needing points, Moyu agrees to take them on the condition that they pay 1,000 points per person and hand over the oasis fruit fountain. They agreed and scrambled to go. Chuhan helped organize the members who would enter the dungeon with Moyu. Inside the dungeon, Moyu led and summoned her skeleton army to search for the oasis fruit. People were amazed by the strength of Moyu's skeleton army. Although she didn't find the oasis fruit, Moyu used her skills to defeat many monsters at once, making the people even more amazed. Some people try to fight monsters on their own. Struggle. One knight was unable to withstand the giant Scorpio's attack. After 5 minutes of hard fighting, they managed to defeat one monster but were exhausted. When the second monster attacked, skeleton warrior Moyu came to help and defeated it easily. Shortly after, Moyu managed to defeat the Ant Queen quickly, surprising everyone. Moyu took them to Tyrant Castle, where she easily defeated an army of monsters and a powerful monster boss. The people were very grateful to Moyu for her help. Moyu prepared to enter the dungeon again. Bai Lisheng sent his members along to learn how Moyu cleared the dungeon. This time, Moyu found the oasis fruit that she planned to improve her skills with. She managed to complete Dungeon Tyrant in just 7 hours, leaving everyone in awe. After hearing about Moyu's strength, Bai Lisheng felt he found her weakness and ordered his members to summon Ling Zhen from Long Dragon Academy. Meanwhile, at Xiajing University dormitory, Xie Shui remembered her father's message to save points. She feels envious of Moyu, who has a lot of points, but believes Moyu will be fine at her university with the power she has. On the second day, Ning Tairan, the principal of Xiajing Academy, was annoyed with Moyu for charging fees to take people through the Tyrant Desert dungeon. However, Bai Shen thought this was normal. Ning Tairan was worried that Moyu was undermining the dungeon's purpose of screening talent, but Bai Shen defended Moyu, saying she wasn't breaking the rules. Inside the dungeon, Moyu managed to improve her skills. She reached level 22 and accumulated over 350,000 points. Meanwhile, Xia Shui gets a new roommate and meets Feng Shu. At the opening ceremony, it was explained that the academy is divided into 3 levels of students with different resources. There was a tradition of challenges between new and old students, where they could fight with points at stake. Ling Zhen challenges Moyu, offering 5,000 points, but Moyu wants 100,000 points. Moyu surprises everyone by asking for a 100,000 point bet. He even provokes Ling Zhen to bet with all the points he has. Ling Zhen, feeling pressured, finally accepts the challenge. The fight began with Ling Zhen using underhanded tactics to seal Moyu's summoner ability. However, Moyu remained calm and was able to withstand Ling Zhen's attacks with her skeleton armor skill. Moyu then counterattacked with Soul Flame, leaving Ling Zhen in pain. Ling Zhen finally gave up, terrified of Moyu's power. The match was won by Moyu, and as per the agreement, Ling Zhen had to pay 358,000 points to Moyu, an amount that shocked everyone. Ling Zhen couldn't believe what the supervisor said about Lin Moyu being a new student. Ling Zhen only has 128,000 points, and the rest must be paid within 6 months. Otherwise, he would be expelled, and the school would seek compensation from his family. Xia Shui was surprised by Moyu's strength and invited to clean the dungeon together in the future. Moyu agrees. Bai Shen asks Moyu to prepare to go to the Yuan battlefield, the front line of human defense against the abyss for thousands of years. Although dangerous, the place offered many opportunities. Moyu sold some of her useless equipment. Bai Shen enlisted the help of elder men to take them to the Yuan battlefield. Once there, Moyu saw the demon watcher that was used to watch over the abyss. The guards saluted Bai Shen because of the badge he was wearing. Bai Shen asked to make a sergeant's badge for Moyu. Bai Shen explained about the badge levels and promotion system. They visit the Hall of Heroes to pray, then the Tower of Destruction, which gives Moyu a second life if she dies on the battlefield. Bai Shen explains about the Eternal Great Wall, the 9 strongholds of the Shenxia Empire. He advised Moyu to buy a lot of teleportation stones. When Moyu exited the fortress, she was attacked by invisible monsters. Moyu faced a battlefield ghost that was immune to physical attacks. She managed to defeat it with elemental attacks and obtained the Soul Breath item. After traveling around, Moyu arrived at a dungeon and saw people being chased by abyssal monsters. She helped defeat the monsters, leveling up her weapon, Thanatos' Scythe. In front of the frontline post dungeon, people noticed Moyu because of her young age. Moyu decided to try the Hell-level dungeon alone, making people worried. Inside the Hell dungeon, Moyu discovered that she couldn't use her inventory. The first monster to appear, Dragon Spearman, had attributes that were much stronger than Moyu's skeleton. Lin Moyu fights against a Dragon Spearman that has a stun skill. Moyu's skeleton warrior loses, but with a siege strategy, Moyu manages to defeat the monster. Moyu felt challenged and continued to be vigilant. Moyu then faced monsters with basic magic abilities. Although difficult, she managed to defeat them and obtain the dragon horn, the item Master Bai wanted. Due to the low drop rate, Moyu planned to clear the dungeon a few more times. Meanwhile, Master Bai met with Master Lu. They discuss Master Bai's decision to give Lin Moyu a spiritual imprint, which lowered her rank. Master Bai insists that Lin Moyu's life is more important than rank. Moyu only earned 2 dragon horns after defeating many monsters. She was only a third of the way through the dungeon and found it difficult to deal with the powerful and clever monsters. Moyu was curious about the power of the dungeon boss later. Moyu faced the dragon archer with crowd control skills. Suddenly, her skeleton was defeated by an invisible attack that was extremely powerful and fast. Moyu finally found the invisible monster, Dragon Assassin, by using a large area spell. She defeated it and got the dragon heart. Moyu then used the monster's corpse to attack Dragon Archer, getting dragon blood essence. Inside the castle, Moyu encountered a level 33 Sentry Post Guardian monster boss. This monster was much stronger than the Desert Tyrant and had 2 crowd control skills. Fierce battle ensued, with Moyu using slow curse tactics and summoning Undead General. After a long fight, Moyu managed to defeat the boss with an attack from the Skeleton Mage. She earned various items and a unique title, Dragon War King. Moyu reaches level 23, has collected a quarter of the necessary materials. Although difficult, L-level dungeons provide a lot of experience and good equipment. Moyu plans to complete the dungeon again after her skeleton recovers. At the entrance of the Dragon Frontline outpost, Moyu was attacked by an Abyss Hound monster. A group of people came to her aid and told Moyu to leave, explaining their precarious situation. However, Moyu summoned her troops and attacked the Abyss monsters, surprising her helpers. Moyu successfully defeated the monsters, rising to the rank of a 1-star soldier, then a 2-star. Her weapon was also upgraded to level 4. People began to realize the prowess of Moyu, who could complete Hell-level dungeons alone. The leader of the group, Shi Xing'an, introduced himself as a paladin from Xiajing Academy. He was surprised to learn Moyu was a junior who had just attended the opening ceremony yesterday. Shi Xing'an's team was amazed to learn Moyu was a new student. Moyu showed the Hell's Sentry Post shield she got from the Hell-level monster boss, leaving everyone surprised. Moyu passed the shield to Shi Xing'an, triggering a special effect that was visible from a distance. Shi Xing'an bought the shield for 5 million gold coins as per Moyu's request. In the dungeon hall, Moyu met Ning Yi, who was talking to Zhou Lesheng, a level 30 holy knight. Moyu offered to carry Yi in the dungeon, which Yi agreed to despite Zhou Lesheng's displeasure. Yi was surprised when Moyu chose Hell difficulty for their dungeon. Ning Yi was surprised when Moyu chose Hell's difficulty for their dungeon. Inside, Moyu protected Yi with skeleton armor. They defeated many monsters with ease, leaving Yi impressed with Moyu's rapidly increasing strength. Yi shows the Ring of Brulin that she got from the previous mission. Thanks to her assassin abilities, Yi helps Moyu defeat invisible monsters. When facing the dungeon boss, Moyu asks Yi to stay away. Despite her initial hesitation, Yi watched Moyu defeat the boss with ease. They get many rewards, including the rare Dragon Core and class change certificate. Moyu gave the Hell Sentry headgear to Yi as an additional reward. Meanwhile, Shi Xing'an and his team were struggling against the Abyss Hound horde, hoping that Moyu would come to their aid. A demon appeared looking for the one who defeated his army. He attacked Zhou Lesheng's group, easily defeating the Holy Knight. The group is confused and sends out an emergency signal. Moyu and Yi arrive in time. The demon attacked Moyu, but her attack was blocked by the skeleton armor. Moyu retaliates with Soul Blaze, making the demon want to escape. Moyu used Slow Curse and ordered her troops to attack, successfully defeating the demon and the Abyss Hound. Moyu was promoted to a 5-star soldier, and her weapon reached level 7. Yi also earned many military merits. Zhou Lisheng, who watched from afar, felt envious and humiliated. He was determined to make Mo Yu kneel down to beg for forgiveness and get Yi one day. Mo Yu checks on Shi Xing'an, who is doing well thanks to Mo Yu's items. The Eternal Great Wall Guards arrived due to Zhou Lisheng's emergency signal. They were amazed by Mo Yu's feat. Mo Yun, a legendary divine summoner, appeared. He was looking for the Nirvana crystal, a rare ingredient for class evolution. Shi Xing'an and Yi explained about class evolution and the battlefield wraith that dropped the Nirvana crystal. Meanwhile, the demon was angry that his army was defeated and reported the situation to his superiors. Bai Shen and Elder Meng discussed Mo Yu's achievements and the situation on the battlefield. Mo Yu and Yi continue to complete the dungeon. The team from Country Y shows up, including Gakko, who recognizes Mo Yu. They underestimate Mo Yu but are also wary of her rapid development. Yi invites Mo Yu to sign up for the world competition held every 5 years. Suddenly, they get a military order to return to the fortress. At the fortress, Shi Xing'an explained that the Demon Watcher detected a massive monster attack. Mi Xiang, an overlord, appeared as the commander of the troops and used the overall blessing skill. Mo Yun led the attack against the monsters. Mo Yu took out his skeleton army, shocking people with his strength. Seeing the precarious situation, Mo Yu asked Mi Xiang for permission to participate in the battle outside the fortress. Mo Yu joined the battle against the abyss monsters. She used the slow curse and corpse explosion skills, defeating many monsters with ease. Mo Yun and the others are surprised at Mo Yu's strength. Demons appeared and attacked Mo Yu through a teleportation formation. Mo Yu's armor was destroyed, but she survived thanks to the damage transfer ability. Demon Watcher chased the demon away. Mo Yu realizes that she underestimated the enemy this time. Mi Xiang announces the distribution of military merits. Mo Yu gets 3,500 merit points, far more than the others. She is also awarded the title Star of Shenxia, despite already having the rarer title Dragon War King. Mo Yu explained about her title and was allowed to use the military facilities in the fortress. His weapon, Thanatos Scythe, reached its maximum limit and awakened the new skill, Evocation. Shi Xing'an informs her that other fortresses were also attacked. Yi warned Mo Yu to be careful as the Abyss King had already marked her. Yi's grandfather, a 5-star holy general, came to see her. He is angry that Yi was sent to the battlefield. Yi refuses to go home, wanting to complete her task and level up. She shows the Hell's Sentry dagger weapon obtained from Hell's Difficulty dungeon. Mo Yu convinced Yi's grandfather by showing his Dragon War King title. Elder Ning entrusted Yi to Mo Yu. Mo Yu was surprised to learn that Yi's grandfather was the principal of Xiejing Academy. At the military facility, Mo Yu bought the dungeon escape talisman. Mo Yun gave them the destination teleportation stone and asked for help finding Battlefield Ghost King to get the Nirvana crystal. The next day, Mo Yu and Yi completed the dungeon quickly. Mo Yu successfully used the new skill Evocation to resurrect the defeated boss. While exiting the dungeon, they met a group from Holy See, Ancient Rome. Rutgers, a level 31 Vulcan warrior, introduced himself and took an interest in Yi. Mo Yu blocks him. Rutgers underestimates Mo Yu because of her lower level. He boasts that he will complete the Hell level dungeon, but is surprised to learn that Mo Yu has already done so. Rutgers and his group follow Mo Yu and Yi into the dungeon, using the dungeon tracking scroll. They use the teleportation sealing scroll to prevent Mo Yu and Yi from escaping. Mo Yu remained calm and brought out her troops. Rutgers activated the Vulcan body skill, increasing his strength drastically. However, Mo Yu attacks Rutgers' party members first with Slow Curse and her skeleton. After defeating Rutgers' party members, Mo Yu used her new skill, Evocation, to summon the dungeon boss who had become a skeleton. Rutgers was surprised to see Mo Yu summon the Dragon Guardian, a Hell difficulty level boss. The dungeon skeleton boss attacked Rutgers, destroying his Vulcan body and severely injuring him. Although Rutgers begged for mercy, skeleton boss finished him off without mercy. Mo Yu was not afraid even though Rutgers was from Vatican, Ancient Rome. She was sure Yi would always be with her. They took the Vulcan equipment from Rutgers and continued the dungeon mission. At the Vatican headquarters, news of Rutgers' death reached the ears of the Pope. Meanwhile, Elder Ning met with Elder Bai. He was angry that Elder Bai had given Mo Yu a dangerous task. Elder Ning also suspects that Elder Bai told Moyu to seduce Yi, but Elder Bai denies it. After completing the dungeon mission, Moyu and Yi decided to return. Yi's talisman needed to be replenished, while Moyu wanted to prepare for the competition and sell equipment. At the trading center, Moyu sold all the equipment from the Hell difficulty dungeon. She then reported to Elder Bai that her task was complete. Elder Bai was amazed at the speed of Moyu's leveling up. Moyu explained that she completed the Hell difficulty dungeon without stopping with Yi. Moyu shows the Dragon War King title he earned. She asks Elder Bai for help refilling the talisman. Elder Bai agrees to help because of Moyu's good performance. Elder Bai explains about the upcoming competition and hopes Moyu will be the champion. Moyu agrees and leaves the Vulcan set equipment from Rutgers. Elder Meng suspects that Moyu has beaten Rutgers. Moyu admits it, explaining that Rutgers attacked first. Elder Meng is angry at this, but Elder Bai calms her down. Moyu remembered that Elder Bai was known as the God of Slaughter, having defeated 2 of the 3 strongest players in Country H by himself. Elder Bai asked Elder Meng for help to recharge Moyu's talisman. In ancient Rome, Elder Ning and Elder Bai appeared angrily, demanding that someone named Gubat come out. The Pope and the elders of the Vatican came to see Elder Ning and Elder Bai. Pope Gubat is angry at first, but then surprised and frightened to see who has come. He offers an apology and compensation. Elder Ning looked for Rutgers. The Pope was puzzled as to what Rutgers had done wrong. It turned out that Rutgers had offended the grandchildren and disciples of Elder Ning and Elder Bai. The newly resurrected Rutgers was brought over. Elder Ning was angry that Rutgers had called his grandson a toy. He destroyed Rutgers' stigmatized divine statue, then annihilated it with a massive fireball that also damaged parts of ancient Rome. Elder Ning warned that he would destroy all of ancient Rome if something similar happened again. Pope was thankful to be alive and annoyed at Rutgers for causing this trouble. Back at Elder Meng's place, Elder Bai and Elder Ning argued about their attitudes towards the Vatican. Elder Meng handed the recharged talisman to Elder Bai. A few days later, the 100th Grand Tournament began. Moyu signed up, explaining the incredible prizes for champions in each level category below 40. Moyu met her friends who were also in the tournament. They were surprised to see that Moyu's level was already much higher, while they had only reached level 17. Moyu's friends were surprised at her rapid level progress. Yi comes in and introduces herself, surprising them again that someone else could level up as fast as Moyu. Yi explained that it was thanks to Moyu's help. After introducing themselves and having a brief chat, Xie Shui and the others went to look for teammate. Moyu offered to help if they wanted to complete the Tyrant Desert dungeon. Yi felt a little jealous, but Moyu didn't notice. Zhang Tao Tao and his friends came to register for the tournament that was held every 5 years. They didn't have a team yet because their level was low. Moyu invites them to join to save time. Tao Tao agreed, knowing Moyu's abilities in the Tyrant Desert dungeon. They asked for contribution points if they won, and Moyu agreed. From a distance, Bai Lisheng comes arrogantly, confident of winning the tournament. People avoided him because he was the grandson of the principal of Baili Academy. Seeing Yi with Moyu, Bai Lisheng confronts them. He asks why Yi is with Moyu. Yi hugs Moyu's arm tighter and ignores Bai Lisheng. Yi thinks Bai Lisheng is crazy for claiming to be her fiancé, even though Yi has rejected his proposal. Yi threatens to report to her grandfather if Bai Lisheng continues to interfere. Bai Lisheng falls silent, then takes out his frustration on Moyu. He threatens to finish Moyu off sooner or later. Moyu's team immediately protected him. Moyu wants to finish off Bai Lisheng so he won't bother Yi anymore. Suddenly, Elder Bai appears behind Bai Lisheng and asks who he wants to finish off. Bai Lisheng was surprised when Elder Bai suddenly appeared. With an angry face, Elder Bai questioned something Bai Lisheng had previously said, scaring him. However, instead of chastising, Elder Bai simply sent him away with a warning. After that, Elder Bai turns to Moyu, asking if Moyu will attack him if he doesn't come. Moyu explained that she was ready to act first because she intended to finish him off. Although Moyu knew that Bai Li Hao, Bai Lisheng's grandfather, was the headmaster of Baili Academy and a top professional, he was undeterred. Instead, Elder Bai was happy to hear that and told Moyu that Old Ning had destroyed the Vatican, so they no longer dared to oppose him. Elder Bai also said that he had already provided a method to increase Moyu's strength. Once the ingredients were gathered, Elder Bai promised to send someone to help her. In addition, he gave Moyu a new task, asking that it be completed quickly. Before leaving, Elder Bai praised Tao and the rest of the team. Task given was to defeat the Abyss Demon in the Citadel and raise Moyu's rank to at least second lieutenant. Moyu was also asked to retrieve an elemental crystal from the elemental dungeon. Ning Yi then explained that the area outside the third citadel was known as the Elemental Plain, which used to be the scene of great battles. She was curious about what the elemental creatures there looked like. The two then teleported to the third citadel, ready to begin their quest. However, upon reaching the gates, some guard soldiers stopped them and warned that the area was too dangerous. Captain of the guard came and reinforced the warning. Suddenly, a fire elemental spirit appeared. Quickly, Moyu summoned her skeleton army and attacked. In no time, the elemental was defeated. The guard soldiers and captain were surprised at Moyu's ability and finally gave permission for them to enter the treacherous. As they continued their journey, an explosion suddenly sounded. A wind elemental spirit appeared and instantly attacked the two of them, marking the beginning of a new battle to face.